The air in the bustling marketplace of Lahore hung thick with the scent of spices and the cacophony of bartering merchants. Amidst this vibrant chaos, young Rohan clutched a worn map, its edges softened with age and countless unfolding. It depicted a legendary place spoken of only in hushed whispers, the Sunken Peaks. These were no ordinary mountains. Folklore claimed they had once pierced the heavens, their summits shimmering with untold riches, before a cataclysmic flood submerged them beneath the vast, shimmering Lake Munchar, their peaks now ghostly silhouettes beneath the water's surface. Rohan, a dreamer with a thirst for adventure that outstripped the dusty confines of his family's spice shop, had been captivated by these tales since childhood. The map, a gift from his eccentric grandfather, a retired cartographer with a penchant for forgotten lore, was his most prized possession. It hinted at a secret passage, a submerged route that supposedly led to the heart of the Sunken Peaks, a place where ancient knowledge and perhaps even remnants of the legendary riches lay undisturbed. His family, practical and grounded in the realities of daily trade, scoffed at his fascination. "Sunken Peaks are just stories, Rohan," his mother would say, her voice laced with gentle concern. "Focus on your studies. Learn the trade. That is where true wealth lies." But Rohan's heart yearned for more than ledgers and spice ratios. He yearned for the thrill of discovery, the whisper of history, the tangible proof that magic still lingered in the world. Finally, after months of meticulous planning and saving every spare rupee, Rohan decided to embark on his journey. He gathered essential supplies: sturdy ropes, waterproof pouches for his map and a small journal, dried dates and nuts for sustenance, and a borrowed diving mask and rudimentary breathing apparatus fashioned from a leather wineskin and reeds. A far cry from modern scuba gear, but his only option. His departure was quiet, a whispered goodbye to the sleeping city under the pale moonlight. The first leg of his journey took him through familiar landscapes, the fertile plains of Punjab gradually giving way to the arid terrain bordering Lake Munchar. He followed the map's cryptic clues, landmarks long since eroded or changed by time, relying on his grandfather's meticulous notations and his own growing intuition. Reaching the shores of the vast lake, Rohan was awestruck. The water stretched to the horizon, its surface reflecting the endless sky. Somewhere beneath this placid expanse lay the fabled Sunken Peaks. He found the hidden cove marked on his map, a secluded inlet shrouded by ancient, gnarled trees. It was here, the map indicated, that the submerged passage began. Taking a deep breath, Rohan donned his makeshift diving gear. The water was surprisingly cold as it enveloped him, the familiar world above receding with each downward plunge. The initial descent was disorienting, the sunlight filtering weakly through the murky depths. Schools of fish darted past, their silver scales flashing in the gloom. Then, he found it, the entrance to the submerged passage, a narrow archway carved into the rock face, overgrown with algae and barnacles. With a surge of adrenaline, Rohan squeezed through the opening, his heart pounding against his ribs. The passage was dark and claustrophobic, the silence broken only by the muffled sound of his own breathing and the occasional scrape of his hands against the rough stone walls. He followed the map diligently, the faded ink seeming to glow in the dim light that filtered through cracks in the overhead rock. The passage sloped gently downwards, leading him deeper into the submerged heart of the peaks. After what felt like an eternity, the passage opened into a vast underwater cavern. A faint, ethereal glow emanated from the center, illuminating strange, coral-encrusted structures that were undeniably the ruins of ancient buildings. These were the legendary Sunken Peaks. Rohan swam cautiously through the submerged city, his eyes wide with wonder. He saw the skeletal remains of grand archways, towering pillars draped with seaweed, and the ghostly outlines of what might have been homes and temples. The silence here was profound, a silence that spoke of centuries lost beneath the waves. He explored several of the larger structures, his fingers tracing the weathered carvings on the stone. He found no gold or jewels, no glittering treasures of the kind whispered in folklore. Instead, he discovered fragments of pottery adorned with intricate designs, tools crafted from an unknown, durable metal, and scrolls encased in waterproof clay cylinders. These were not riches of material wealth, but treasures of knowledge, remnants of a lost civilization. As his air supply dwindled, Rohan knew he had to return. He carefully collected a few of the pottery fragments and one of the clay cylinders, securing them in his waterproof pouch. His heart was full, not of gold, but of a profound sense of discovery. He had touched history, had seen the remnants of a forgotten world. The journey back through the submerged passage was quicker, his knowledge of the route now firm. Bursting back into the sunlight, Rohan gasped for breath, the fresh air filling his lungs with invigorating life. Returning to Lahore, Rohan no longer felt the need to boast of gold or jewels. He showed the pottery fragments and the clay cylinder to his grandfather, whose eyes widened with recognition. The markings on the pottery, he explained, belonged to a civilization that predated even the oldest known empires of the region. The scrolls within the clay cylinder, once carefully opened, revealed intricate astronomical charts and philosophical texts, knowledge lost to time. Rohan never became a wealthy merchant. Instead, he dedicated his life to studying the artifacts he had brought back from the Sunken Peaks, working with scholars and historians to decipher their secrets. He learned that the true wealth of the Sunken Peaks was not gold, but the wisdom and history they held. His journey had not brought him material riches, but it had enriched his life in immeasurable ways, proving that the greatest treasures are often found not in glittering gold, but in the pursuit of knowledge and the rediscovery of the past. Moral of the story: true riches are not always material possessions. The pursuit of knowledge, the thrill of discovery, and the understanding of history and culture hold immeasurable value and can enrich our lives in ways that material wealth never could. Sometimes, the greatest treasures lie not in what glitters, but in the wisdom and stories that are waiting to be unearthed.